Welcome, climate viewers. My name is Jim Lee from ClimateViewer News. It's June 17th, 2017. And shenanigans, and fake news. So, I'm gonna ignore this, but unfortunately, sometimes you just can't ignore it. So once again, we have drama in the chemtrail, in quotations, community. You know, sometimes you just want to delete your Facebook because people just can't help but follow the drama llama. You know, they flock to, you know, if your name's in the mud, ooh, let's all come see the flashing lights. So let me get my little screen share up here and I show you guys what's shaking tonight, because we gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it. So, everybody's favorite fun guy, Matt Landman, owner of Actual Chemtrail Activists and Actual Activists. Go figure. He has unfriended me since the Global Chemtrail Summit 2.0 that I did not attend. I was supposed to go. I had real life things come up. I said, I'm sorry, I can't come. He was pretty pissed off about it. I made a video about it. It's a couple videos back. So if you guys want to watch it, go see what happened there. Evan's in the house. What's up? My ninja. What's up, David? How are you doing, man? You'll be loving this video, David, because there's going to be poop thrown. And I never cite myself as a source. Jackass. So basically Matt Landman put this photo up and he says, I was just sent this, and this was sent yesterday, 11:04 p.m. And you can see down there at the bottom, Patrick Roddie and 7 others liked and laughed at this. And in it is a photo of myself. And you see up there, little ClimateViewer DB photo, something pretty old. And it says something to the effect of, I'm going to tell everybody that you're a pedophile in private until you all leave, till all your friends leave you one by one. It's already happening. You feel that? Crawl back in your whole little man before I take your radio show from you. Blah, blah, blah. And at the bottom, it says, this is the owner of ClimateViewer.com. Really professional. Don't you think it's amazing that people like this are allowed into the business world? Yeah. I wonder who created his logo for his site. I'm a Photoshop expert. I've been doing Photoshop since I was 12 years old. So the answer to that is I did. I can imagine how it will make them something. Anyway, so for the people who are trying to figure out for those in chat, let's bring him over here. For those in chat wondering who the hell Echoplex Media is, that's David Litton. He is a radio DJ from California, and we had a debate a couple videos ago, and Mr. David Litton apparently doesn't know the first thing about chemtrails, but gang stalks people who believe in chemtrails. So you guys will have to just listen to David cry over there, or you can boot him or block him, whatever you like. But I'm not the censoring type, so let him cry his way through this video and back to it. So what happened in this picture is this picture is from 2012. Okay. Now this showed up today. And I'm going, this is typical, because interestingly enough, this photo has a historical context and a similarity to what's going on today. When this photo occurred, my website was really taking off and things were going well. And I was on my game and I was on par, you know, things were popping and moving. And then basically 2 very prominent YouTube channels were having a fight, and I was asked to get involved. I made a comment about Tupac and Biggie, which I'll explain in a minute. And basically things deteriorated from there. And one of those large channels, who was a YouTube channel with 100,000 plus subscribers, and if I said his name, you'd all know him, He told everybody on Facebook that I threatened his life. And at that point, I immediately, his post on Facebook had 300 comments on it. And during that thread, my life was threatened 30 something times. Over the course of the next year and a half, my life was threatened audibly to my face, 16 different individuals. What happened in this post right here was basically a group of gang stalkers on YouTube. One has 150,000 subscribers. Another one has 85,000 subscribers. The third one has 30,000 subscribers on one channel, 20 on the next. And their fourth compadre owns 900 YouTube accounts. And I was unaware of this. So whenever they made a video about me immediately, and there were 20 copies of it, I was a little concerned. Never been trolled before. Newbie here. And immediately another person who had beef with this troll army, this gang stalking crew of YouTube celebrities, basically lied to me. And he tricked me and sent me a message on YouTube saying, hey, you're being targeted by this group, and they are pedophiles, and they will upload child pornography to your computer, and you're going to go to jail. And I said, oh my God. So I started freaking out. And Robert remembers. Robert's in chat. You were there with me, dude. You remember this shit. There's a bunch of people in chat, in fact, who remember this period in my life. It was in 2012. Basically, this other individual made me think that they were pedophiles and that they were going to do child porn. So I made this comment directly to the individual who was gang stalking me. I was stupid. And I'm fully okay with admitting that I made a mistake. I believed some person on the internet. He came because I'd already had 20 videos made about me. There were 5 individuals who were doing it. It was spread across 45 different social media accounts. It all happened in the span of a day or two. And I got threatened with child pornography, and I have a daughter. It got real fast. I was scared. I lashed out. I put my foot in my mouth, and to make things worse, I poked one of the biggest bears on the internet. And he was really pissed about it for a long time. And when the whole thing was said and done, a year and a half of my life was wasted. Lee, no names, brother man. Shut up. No names. I don't even want to revisit this because it was painful. I watched a shit. I swear to God on my life, I watched a thing on Oprah Winfrey of a person who got gang stalked, and their piss poor little story ain't shit through what I went through. 500 YouTube videos, including gay porn, 2,000 tweets to my police department that I was a pedophile, calls to my jobs, calls, everything, all day, every day for a year and a half. This photo was made by my gang stalker, who will remain unnamed today. So to see Matt Landman posting a photo made by a gang stalker of mine from 2012 and pretending like I'm saying this about him is beyond fucking despicable. To make matters worse, guys like Patrick Roddie, who I simply disagreed with. I told him that, Patrick Roddie, just because you go to a conference with a bunch of cloud seeding, weather modification guys, and they kiss your ass and you kiss their ass, and you go on Facebook and say cloud seeding is cool, and I say to you, cloud seeding is the only weather modification technique that was actually used as a weapon of war and was banned as such, for you to be saying that somehow weather modification is okay but chemtrails and geoengineering and aluminum and barium are not, makes you the height of a hypocrite. You just you totally don't understand things. So what I'm trying to say is I'm attacking your idea. I'm not attacking you, Patrick. I believe your heart is probably in the right place. I believe that you are a good human, and then I believe that your soul should be honored and cherished. I do not believe in ad hominem, although I have been known to partake in it quite often because I am a human and I have feelings. And if you prick me, do I not cuss? So for Patrick, I made a video. I tried to talk to him on his Facebook wall. He never responded to me in person. He simply made another post, and then it got, I made a video about it. It's also in my list. Go watch it. So for Patrick to then just like a lemming go, I don't like sharing divisive posts, but some behavior has to be called out, especially when it's against hardworking activists and friends. So Patrick, not thinking very much, just assumed, yeah, this is Jim Lee saying this about Matt. It's got to be that Jim is calling Matt a pedophile. This is all fake news. Everything that you're seeing on Matt Landman's wall, on Patrick's wall. Now, Matt's got a group of 3,500 members in it. Patrick's got 5,000 followers. Your shots are blurry here. Let me see if I can zoom that in. Can you read that? A little better, Rob? I know there's a delay, so I have to wait for the text to catch up. I think it's about a 10-second delay. It's unfortunate. There we go. Good deal, man. Thanks for the heads up on that. I want to make sure everybody can read this. So yeah, there's Patrick Roddie, basically just partaking in the slandering of me and, pulling a fake news. So you got fucking CNN and MSNBC over here, Ike and Mike, sharing a photo that was made by a gang stalker who targeted me, my wife, my kids in 2012. And this is how they do me. A fellow colleague, someone who has put thousands of hours into researching weather modification, speaking out against it, took Patrick to the freaking EPA with me. Bro, man, hey, we're going to the EPA. You should come with. Be kind of cool. There's old Patrick right there. Bam. There's me. There's Patrick Roddie. That's Max Bliss. That's my homeboy. And that's Amanda. She's pretty cool. But Patrick, for some reason, has my damn phone number, has never called it. I called him twice tonight before making this video, just so that everybody knows that I'm fair, and I try to make an honest attempt to get him to delete the damn picture and quit being tacky. I called Matt Landman 2-3 times. No answer. Typical. So these guys are out there smearing the shit out of me on Facebook intentionally, using fake news from 2012, from a very painful part of my past, something I learned a lot from. Also gave me much thicker skin than these guys have. And it gets worse. So down in the comments, and I was looking through this junk because, I got friends, and even though I am banned from going to Chemtrail Global Skywatch because Russ Tanner has banned me, I got some comments, that were pretty darn concerning. And basically, Russ Tanner, I don't have the damn photo up here, do I? Uno momento while let's just go ahead and deal with this one right here. So Carla Robb writes, sounds like Jim Lee is a pedophile, trying to cover his own mistake. Like being a shill bully isn't enough. Whoa. Now I'm the fucking pedophile. Hashtag fake news. But this is the kind of shit you have to go through on a daily basis when you put yourself out on YouTube, Comes with the territory. So you get the most flack when you're over the target. I've been over that shit like the Goodyear blimp, circling for years. I don't have any advertisements on my website. Everything I do is Creative Commons 3.0 non-commercial. I don't make any money doing this. This is for the right reasons. And for me to have people like this just ripping on me with stuff from my past. I mean, Kathy Geibel is the admin of actual chemtrail activists. I'd say he's a perfect example of someone whose consciousness has been taken. Who took my consciousness? I want that shit back right now. Damn it. Which one of you motherfuckers in the chat room took my consciousness? Because I need it back. Stat. So, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, you know, these guys, it's just, it's super sad. I've tried to show them, you know, the way, and really it boils down to two words. Yeah, you got to laugh at it. I mean, like, I get trolled by 5 YouTube superstars for a year and a half, 500 YouTube videos, including gay porn. This is a nightmare under any scenario. Most people would give up and go away. I'm the hard-headedest motherfucker you ever met. I'm not going nowhere. So I lived through that. I learned a lot from it. I definitely learned something about fighting on the internet. Now, I've never lost a fight in my entire life in real life, but on the internet, there's a whole lot of different rules. You got to learn those too, I guess. You got to fall down once or twice. So, I learned my lesson, and I don't go believing everything that's said to me by sock puppets and fake accounts. My rule of thumb is this: call me. And I suggest that you all practice this as well. From this day forward, try my method. It will save you so much trouble. If you get a whole bunch of bullshit, or you get into some lengthy conversation on Facebook and you feel like this person just isn't understanding you, or they just have to be a shill, try it. Put your phone number out there. Say, call me. See if they do. Because a lot of times what you'll find out is there's just miscommunications, or it's lost in translation. Or you might find out that really that person wasn't interested in the truth at all. And you can find that out pretty damn quickly on the phone. And the benefit of the phone method is you cannot go make another account and call me back. Like, I'm going to know your voice from to the day I die. If you call me back, I will uniquely remember that I've talked to you previously, and you're not going to be able to fake that. So that's how I do everything. So all of these guys I'm talking about at this point, understand that for the last 2 years, I have reached out multiple times and spoke to these people at length and tried to get them to understand who I am as a person. And for some reason, everybody wants to hate because of 2 words: gas tank, jet fuel. And I think it's kind of silly. Like, you know, I mean, partially, I guess you could call it trolling, but I mean, partially, I'm just trying to get people to wake up to the idea that, you know, you don't need a pump, you don't need a pipe, you don't need any of these secrets when you already know something about cloud seeding. And for everybody to talk about geoengineering as it relates to clouds coming out of planes and not talk about cloud seeding, which is what planes are actually doing, is kind of laughable. I mean, it's like the worst comparison. Hey, I'd rather compare the apples to the oranges instead of the apples to other, you know, like Granny Smith apples versus, you know, no, hell no. People would much rather make it much more complicated and try to talk about 2 things that really aren't the same. So pumping is sexy. I mean, damn it, dielectric. It doesn't matter if the pump pictures and the bottle pictures are sexy and scary. You know, I mean, honestly, do you care about making the clouds go away? That's really what I like to ask everybody at home. Because if you care about making the clouds go away, then you've got to understand how they're created and why they're created and what effects that has on the climate, who stands to benefit from it. It's pretty freaking complicated. So I've been trying to say, well, everybody says there's aluminum and barium in there. Let me try to figure out where that is. I went and I looked. Guess what? It's in the jet fuel. Problem solved, right? So I go and I say that on the internet 3 years ago. And what happens? Nothing but hate. So, I mean, the long story short is when you got people spewing fake news like this and you got to go around and deal with the haters and the naysayers, you know, that's just, you can spend all day, every day doing it. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to create an open source social media app. Ooh, I lost my chat because I buried you guys. Now I got to go find you. Whew. So, I mean, I'm over here like right now coding this damn open source social media app going derp derp derp. It's called an attention. Watch me go over here and code. And then I'm getting email after email about fake news from 2012. Oh, wait, it's about the guys who gang stalked me. Even better. So today I'm a pedophile. Got to deal with that. Kind of sucks. Not a pedophile. I'm a family man, good man. Fake news. What I want from you guys, go shame them sons of bitches. I mean, Patrick Roddie, Matt Landman. Tell them that this is freaking shameful. I mean, tomorrow's Father's Day. My daughter will be 1 year old on the 28th. My other daughter is 7 years old, and she has changed my life immeasurably. My wife is my life. And I am the luckiest man on the planet. So what I'm really going to stress to you guys on this Father's Day Eve is that don't let these fake ass people on the internet drag you down, beat you down, pull you in the mud. Keep your head held high. You're all critical thinkers. I'm not making these videos for stupid people. Like, I could go make videos and pander and use fear porn and slave speak and scare the shit out of people and get 100,000 subscribers tomorrow. Would that do anybody any good? I don't think so. And will I be able to sleep at night knowing that I'm out being just like every other greedy son of a bitch who just uses fear to wrench every dollar out of people? Hell no. Won't be any damn. I'm sorry, guys. I've got stupid code sitting up here on the screen. Anyway, social media apps coming soon, hopefully. Working on that thing now. It's going to be kind of fun. Mapping, graphing, social media timeline, open source, not like the other fake open source social media apps. I'm writing it from scratch. We've already got the back end done. Love you guys, mean it. So anyway, don't believe the bullshit. Don't believe the fake news. Yeah, and that was the other thing. I'm gonna have to wet my whistle for this one. Russ Tanner. Thank you, Paul Mac. Why do we, if it's in the jet fuel, why do we see them start and stop aerosol? God, you're killing me, dude. All right. I get this question every single day. I'm going to do one special nugget for tonight. Okay. One special nugget because Paul Mack was smart enough to stroke my ego and then ask a question. So let's go there. Why not? Is this the one? Is this the one? Where's the one? It says the vapor train. Nope, that's not the one. Go to the other one. Uno momento. It is this one. Oh, no. Come on. Don't do this to me. Is this the patent? Yeah, why not, right? Okay. Huh? So the reason they can start and stop the clouds is because basically they have patents and they have ways of controlling the fuel mixtures to where they can create two fuels in one tank and control the output result. And I'm going to be making a documentary about this in the near future. But basically, they can put a biofuel and a sulfur doped fuel, two different fuels, one that's light on sulfur for takeoff so that it doesn't make as much black soot around airports. It kills less people. And then once they get up in the air, they can use lots of sulfur, makes more clouds, cools the planet. They'll make money, carbon credits. Really long, really technical. You'll hear it nowhere else. It's, I came up with it because it's the facts. You follow the facts, that's where you end up. Follow the money, right? But anyway, yeah, Max Bliss sent me that one. Shout out to Max Bliss. That's another thing. I like to give credit where credit's due, and I don't think that anybody really ever credits my stuff, and everybody feels that way. But whatever, Max Bliss, he followed the whole, how jet fuel relates to carbon black dust, relates to sulfuric acid, relates to chemi ions. I'm gonna spell that in chat. Chemi ions. Look that stuff up. But basically, it's ionization plus particle plus sulfuric acid wrapper equals cloud condensation nuclei equals cloud. So cloud seeding. You seed clouds with dust, particles, aerosols that come out of the exhaust. Water does stick to it. See, this is where Russ Tanner tries to like bash shit out of me. He's like, you're just basically saying what the EPA says. Hold on, I can't read that right now, baby. My wife's like, answer this question. And I'm like, if I do that, I'm screwed. The EPA narrative thing, he's basically saying that I'm saying what the EPA is saying. That's what Russ Tanner from Chemtrail Global Skywatch says. Here, let me bring this up. We'll go back to the patent thing when I find the other patent because I just got this stuff up here. I was going to go ahead and do this whole presentation on this just to prove my damn point, just to show them how wrong everybody is. But I mean, according to the debunker failtard, that's gish gallop. And I don't want to gish gallop all night long because what's the point, right? Nobody really reads all this shit. You just guys want to know the big story, right? So here's the thing about old drinking the EPA Kool-Aid thing. Okay. So this is the other side of the story. Russ Tanner, don't buy the EPA's propaganda that chemtrails are caused by jet fuel additives. This harms our cause. And he basically goes down here and talks about, he's basically talking about me repeatedly. And then he shows this. Overcast. I don't know if you guys have seen this documentary Overcast, but I got an email from the director of the film, and he basically said that I was the top chemtrail researcher on the planet and that I was right. And the thing that's got Russ Tanner and Dane Wigington so pissed off apparently is, what's up, my dog? Is that basically they found it had a scientist who went down and just got behind the plane, got in the exhaust, and was like, well, shit, the aluminum's in the exhaust. And then they did a test, and they were like, oh, shit, the aluminum's in the jet fuel. Bam. Damn, was Jimmy right? Yes, I was right. So Russ Tanner's pissed about this, and he's got this whole section up here. This is posted. It doesn't have a date. Where's the date? 7/20/16. So 2016 here. And it was posted by the admin. So Russ posted this himself. Yeah, they're just hating because I'm right. I mean, it sucks. I know. But he keeps calling it propagandic. Okay. They keep saying that I am a purveyor of propaganda. Now, here's how I'm going to show you that this is such fake news. The reason that this EPA, the Jim Lee is pushing an EPA narrative. It's not the jet fuel. It's all propaganda. If that were true, riddle me this. I would like for you all, and I'm telling you because this is my voice, go to geoengineeringwatch.org, Dane Wigington's trash rag website, and Chemtrail globalskywatch.com, which is Russ Tanner's forum full of stuff, and read it. Read all of it. I mean, if you can tolerate it, read the hell out of it. You might find something useful, because I sure as hell am not going to. I cannot tolerate that much fear porn. Like, at some point, my fear receptors start to overload my ability to shut my mouth, and then I get like Tourette's, and I start to punch my monitor. So the difference between me and them is, I want you to go read everything they got, and then come back and tell me anything useful that you find. Now, Russ Tanner and Dane Wigington and Matt Landman and Patrick Roddie, would rather you believe that, I go around calling people pedophiles, and that I'm this bully, and that, I push EPA narratives, and I'm a shill, and a whole bunch of other things. And they will actively block or ban your ass. If you link to ClimateViewer.com, ClimateViewer.org, or WeatherModificationHistory.com. Because if you do that, you know what's going to happen? They will ban you, because they don't want you to see this. So riddle me this, people. Is this really about, this photo that Patrick Roddie, Matt Landman, and Russ Tanner's commenting in the bottom of each of these? Because Russ is a little butthurt. Is this really about this photo from 2012, and they really believe that I said this about Matt Landman? Or are they all just trying to, did they have like a fear porn committee meeting that I wasn't invited to, where they all sat around a table and they're like, this Jim Lee with his fucking facts. Damn it. I don't understand any of them. Do any of you understand any of the facts that are coming out of Jim's mouth? No, I don't either. What are we going to do? Google it. Google Jim Lee right now, and let's see whatever the fuck we can find. We need it today. And suddenly all four of them, I mean, Dane's not, because Dane's just sitting back. Dane has a lapdog, and Russ does everything that he tells him to. Because, basically Russ, has a attraction anyway to Dane. And I mean, hey, everybody's got the right to love whoever they want, Russ. I don't hold it against you at all. But this is the kind of pathetic shit that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And they do it because really they don't want you to see this. I mean, if you come over here and you look at this, I don't have to explain shit to you. This is the difference between me and Patrick Roddie and Matt Landman and Dane Wigington and Russ Tanner, is that I am not going to spoon feed all of this shit to you. I do not want your glory. I don't want your adoration. I want you to read this shit, understand it, and then come back and hit me with some new stuff so that we can keep the ball moving forward. You feel me? I mean, when you look at this stuff, 100 years worth of research, more coming every single day. Nothing but the facts. Google me, dude. The guys who trolled me, they made all kinds of videos about me. Some of them were actually, at first they were kind of funny. You know what I mean? They had me on a tricycle, and then there was the Nazi ones. I had the Nazi helmet. It didn't really fit me well in the photo. I mean, he could have done a better job. But then it got real dark real fast, especially after the pedophile comment. Didn't like that very much. It's all fun and games up to that point. I guess you could call it, they like to say, it's just parody. Well, Michael, if you can't tell which one's the best, that's a good thing. You the man. Thank you, sir. But yeah, dude, I mean, this is the kind of shit. This is the thing that burns me. And it makes me want to come out here and go all out thermonuclear war against this so-called community. Because, like, I mean, chemtrails is one aspect of all of the stuff going on. And if you don't understand all of the stuff going on, then you're just, got your head stuck in the clouds. And for me, chemtrails can mean sounding rockets, can mean geoengineering, making clouds for planes, lots of different kinds of chemical trails. So it's a high level descriptor. It is slave speak. Therefore, I tend not to use words like that because they're very argumentative. But if you come over here to the chemtrail conspiracy bombshell, this is the best you can explain it. And really, it just comes down to they have decided to use two-fuel solution. Dr. Ringsai Halthori from the Aviation Climate Change Research Initiative, the guy I just talked to, he's the one flying these flights where they are currently testing the chemtrails and the biofuels and how they make clouds. They're using electronic fuel control systems to determine when to make the clouds. The solution is called a two-fuel solution. Biofuels and sulfur dope fuels is called fuel sulfur content doping. Alan Robach, Ben Kravitz. I got 13 separate geoengineering papers on using jet fuel to geoengineer the planet. I've got Ulrich Schumann saying make clouds by day, or make less warming, more cooling contrails and make them predictable for operational control. And then I've got the head of the FAA's ACCRI, Ringsai Halthori, saying let's make clouds by day, none by night. So the thing that's got Mick West, top of the geoengineering world, and Dane Wigington, top of the fear porn world, both pissed off same time at this guy right here, is that I've proven both of them wrong. And that's gotta fucking suck. So there, of course, you're gonna see some butthurt little babies, showing out, digging up all kinds of fake news to try to bring me down. But really, what they're doing is they're hurting everybody. They're hurting the community. They're hurting people's ability to see all of this work that, I've done, that Dominic's done. 766 references. I don't reference myself. And you can go get them yourself. You can come over here and you can read all about Project Sirius. You click details. There's the links to dtic.mil. Here's a Wikipedia link for all the background on it. Some photos of the original documents. Can't get it anywhere else. One of a kind, in chronological order. Best reference site on the internet. You will not see photos like that anywhere else. That's when HARP started. HARP technology started in 1963. Plasma seeding, ion clouds, barium clouds in space. That is right. So for me, I try to keep it real. And I really read and read and read and read till I understand a subject well enough to explain it to you. And until that moment, I tend not to explain it because I don't want to do you guys the disservice of coming on here and bullshitting you. I don't want to waste my time or yours. And I'm just really, really bothered by all of the attacking people. So what do Steve, hold on. Before I do this, let me stop this real quick. There's this thing about, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, and I really need to explain it now. Tupac and Biggie. And this is really the problem. This is the problem with society. This is the problem with the community. This is the problem with everything right now, is that there is really an us versus them mentality. The Hegelian dialect, the right versus left paradigm, the us versus them. And right now, these guys are basically trying to create an us versus them, wherein I am the them, and the us all believe that I am a bully, an EPA shill, scam artist, whatever they want to define me as. Doesn't matter. It's an us versus them. It's a Tupac versus Biggie thing. The thing about Tupac and Biggie was this. Whenever you have a left-right paradigm and you use violence or the threats of violence to promote your rhetoric and to promote your own self-brand, at some point, that violent attitude, that hateful hole that you've created in the universe will eat you. And Tupac and Biggie learned the hard way that they said, threatening things about each other on a daily basis, that they use that hate to sell albums, and they sold a lot. And what happened was we had an East Coast, West Coast rap war in America. And some of you may not remember this because you're millennials and you're just too damn young. But this was, shortly after the NWA days, and things just got really out of hand. And there were people shooting each other just for wearing Tupac shirts or Biggie shirts. You got a Notorious B.I.G. shirt? That's crazy. And at the end of the day, both of those rap artists were shot by their fans, or, maybe it wasn't their fans, but regardless, they died too. And I got trolled for a year and a half for saying to two YouTube channel superstars with over 100,000 subscribers each, who had comment threads on both of their Facebook walls, 300 deep comments of people threatening to murder the other channel person. And I said, you two need to knock it off before one of your fans actually goes and shoots your ass. With Saeed. Leave easy, knock it off. You're killing me, dude. So what do we have right now? We have a congressman shot dead, whole bunch of other people shot. You got reenactments of killing the president in the park. You got people drum beating the narrative of hunt Republicans every day. Left versus right. Tupac versus Biggie. Debunkers versus chemtards. How many more of these do we have? Gay versus straight. Muslim versus Christian. Shit, people. The problem is that everybody wants to demonize the other person and not see them for the totality of who they are. I am not a shill. I am not a bully. I'm not always an asshole. I've got that in me. There's no doubt. But I am also a very forgiving person. And one thing that I learned really is that when I had my daughter, she was born on 9/9/09. And 9 is a symbol of change. And for 3 generations in my family, our families had boys, 2 boys, all the way up the tree. My cousin even had 2 boys, and I had 2 girls. And you know what? God, the universe, knows what to do. Balances things out. Up to that point in my life, I'd been very aggressive. I listened to Pantera, got in lots of fights, very aggressive person all the time. And then I had a daughter, and it just, made me have to see a softer side of myself that I did not have before. And it's really made me learn to change a lot about myself. So with that, I want to say to Matt Landman, Patrick Roddie, Russ Tanner, and Dane Wigington simultaneously, I do not think that any of you are evil people. Do I think you might be an egomaniac? Sure. Do I think you're a shill or paid to deceive people? Hell no. Maybe you are. Not my bag. That's for other people to decide. They will decide that individually. I don't go around telling people who shills are, because guess what? I'm wrong all the fucking time. But I do know this. I will forgive you for digging up this fake news from 2012. I will forgive you for bringing up a very painful part of my past. I will forgive you for making me have to make this video to even explain it in the first place. What I will not forgive you for is if you guys continue to try to silence me by telling people that I'm a shill, by telling people that they should not go to my site, silencing my material. Dane Wigington, Russ Tanner, Matt Landman, Patrick Roddie, I don't give a fuck how big you think your britches are. Do not silence other people in the community. Attack ideas, not people. Attack ideas, not people. It applies for Republicans and Democrats. It applies for religious people. It applies for every single part of your life. If you disagree with a person, disagree with their ideas, not with them as an individual. Don't question their motives. Don't question all that. Question what they're saying. And yes, I do feel like a lot of this has to do with jealousy, Lee, but shit, man. You got to rise above, right? Trailer Park was Side. I'm East Coast, guys. Shit. South Carolina represent all day, air day. South Kakalaki. Well, let's have that discussion. I mean, am I threatening to them? I have no idea. I have done nothing to try to be threatening to any of these people.
Yeah, I don't think that's what she means. She means you're threatening by your work. Your work threatens them.
But I mean, at the end of the day, let me ask you guys this. If you've been working on a website, let's say that you've been saying for 5 years that chemtrails spray microbots and they come out of these tubes and these pumps and these pipes, and you have like nothing but photos, like, you know, to base this on. You've never actually physically seen one. You never touched one. You just seen photos on the internet. Like, at what point do you go to yourself and go, do I really believe this? Or, you know, am I just hoping that at some point I can prove to myself that I'm right? And I think that a lot of people are in the second camp. That like they hold on to hope that their initial gut feeling was right, and that no matter what, eventually they will find out they were right. So people go searching for self-reaffirming bullshit on the internet. I mean, I've been guilty of it in the past. And what I've learned is to try to not, I mean, really listen to people like me. I mean, it's the truth. You know, like talking heads. I don't listen to them because generally speaking, I don't trust any of them. And I don't think that any of you should trust me. You should be very critical thinkers by now. Everybody should be. I mean, we're dealing with the Library of Babel here. Everything is bullshit on the internet, and most of the accounts are fake. So in that atmosphere, yeah, the echo chamber is seriously real. So you got to constantly question yourself. What's the motivation of the person? So, hey, you know, is the motivation that they're paid to say this? Is the motivation that they're doing it for greed? I don't know. So all I'm left with is, what are they saying? And when I'm left with what are they saying, I try to go and see how many low-level descriptors they're using. Facts, names, addresses, dates, shit I can verify. Shit I can write down, and eventually it'll pile up, and numerically, chronologically, I'll see a picture and I'll go, I get it. Because anything short of that is really stupid. Yeah, I saw the Harvard Solar Radiation Management. That is just the latest Johnny come lately, brother man. Started long ago, 1994, Lawrence Livermore Lab, and it's just come from there, dude. Really, 1994 was the major kickoff for the modern push for geoengineering. So thank you, Jason. That Stone Ghost video, if they were to show that on Fox News or any news station right now, like that, everybody get it, right? And it's ridiculous. So here's me sitting on my duct taped leather seat and being called a shill and all this stuff. Just say they are conditioning.
He's saying they were conditioned.
Who is? The guys? Oh yeah. My wife's explaining. She's like catching me up on the chat. No, yeah, you're right. That is conditioning. So basically, with this, all of these government initiatives, like the Harvard one, they're really more focused on how to pay the dead people and how to make it palatable to the public. So they're concerned with perception management, public relations, and framing. If you don't know those terms, you have to look them up immediately. And I would suggest you do that on ClimateViewer.com. Go to the very bottom, and right here is a page called Propaganda, the News and Activism. Check it out. It's pretty darn good. I'll see if I can get it to zoom up here. But basically, everything you need to know about this is Yoda said it. Holler at your boy George Lucas. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. So, if we can create enough fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which is the name of the game, always fear, uncertainty, and doubt, used in sales, marketing, public relations, politics, and propaganda. Boom. That is the motivator. Dane's website's covered in words that are designed to promote fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Stand by it all day, air day. So these are the tricks that they use, and most of it has to do with words and using words that you can never ever use in a court of law. Chemtrail is the biggest one that I've ever encountered. Chemtrail is a word that means many different things to many different people. Therefore, it is a high-level descriptor. Therefore, it is a slave speak word, which means it is words that are used to maintain a master-slave relationship. And the reason why it's important is because language creates spooks that get into our heads and hypnotize us. And ideas are more powerful than guns. We would not let our enemies have guns. Why should we let them have ideas? And it is hard to fight an enemy who has outposts in your head. But the $1 million quote, and this is the one that really pertains to chemtrails. And I've got it right here on the sidebar of my website, where the saying is, where conspiracy meets reality. Because this is a conspiracy site, but I don't debunk conspiracies. I prove the ones I can prove. One of the saddest lessons of history is this. If we've been bamboozled long enough, we tend to reject any evidence of the bamboozle. We're no longer interested in finding out the truth. The bamboozle has captured us. It is simply too painful to acknowledge, even to ourselves, that we've been taken. Once you give a charlatan power over you, you almost never get it back. And Carl Sagan said that. And the thing about chemtrails and perception, if you point at a cloud in the sky and you believe that that cloud is a chemtrail, then it is. Reality is what you can get away with. Tree of life. Nice, dude. Very impressive, Patrick. But that's really the point, that this is all about semantics and people arguing about semantics. So is it a chemtrail? Is it a contrail? Guess what? It's neither. It's a cirrus cloud. Because once a linear contrail, and this is the sneakiest shit about all of it, even the IPCC has this in the fine print. Once a linear contrail, meaning a line-shaped cloud, fans out and becomes a cloud in the sky, it is now called a cirrus cloud, and it is no longer attributed to jet aircraft. Boom. So while everybody argues about whether it's a chemtrail or whether it's a contrail, the IPCC and the weather, climate, carbon mafia They call it a cirrus cloud and giggle at everybody while taking advantage of these clouds to heat or cool the planet. So nobody's talking realistically about a thing. Everybody's just bashing the messenger, and none of them are willing to debate this either. So, as a final popcorn for the fun people, I would like to personally extend this invitation to debate Dane Wigington, Russ Tanner, Matt Landman, and Patrick Roddie. I will debate any one of you, any combination of you, with any moderator you like of your choosing, as long as it's live on my show so that it's recorded for posterity. But the fact is that these four individuals, Dane Wigington, Russ Tanner, Matt Landman, Patrick Roddie, would rather have a little conspiracy club committee meeting and then go dig up something from my past from 2012, pretend I said it about Matt so that he can pump up his views on his new documentary coming out. It's pathetic. It's very pathetic. Well, I guess that's what I needed to say about that. So yeah, they don't know me from a hole in the wall. I've called all of them except for, Russ Tanner. The last time I spoke with Dane, I said, Dane Wigington, this is Jim. He says, Jim Lee, I cannot speak to you. And he hung up the phone. I swear to God on my life that happened. And then Russ Tanner, I talked to him 3 separate times, and each call was well over an hour in length. And he made me call a switchboard, which was like some kind of like calling thing for his radio show so that he could record it there. And then the whole time he was very defensive. And I was like, dude, chill out. You don't know me from a hole in the wall. And what's funny is at the end of the day, we agreed on probably 80% of the things we said. He goes, we really don't disagree on that much. And I was like, no shit. He's like, well, then why are we fighting online? I was like, I don't fucking know. Why are you guys fighting me? So then he deleted this post that he had made about me where he called me a shill on his forum and put all his shit up there about me. And basically now he's on this thread from the photo I showed you tonight going, Jim Lee threatened me. So for everybody out there who Russ has cried to about Jim Lee threatening him, I want you to know why. Russ made a post, put me in the shill section of his forum, and the post was all about me and how I was a shill. And I was offended. And I told Russ he needed to take it down. He said he would not. I said, that's fine. If you don't take it down, I'll take it down for you. And I basically offered to delete his forum from the internet because of a known vulnerability, which I pointed out to him. There was a CVE on the website for the BB forum that he had, and it was an active vulnerability that would give administrative privilege rights to any individual who typed this code in. He had that active version of it running on his website at the time. So I sent him the CVE and I said, dude, you should patch your forum before you go running your fucking mouth to people on the internet. So did I threaten him? I would say I gave him a free penetration test without any hacking involved. I just simply looked at his forum version and went, oh my God, that's funny. By the way, you guys can catch me on Anonymous live stream each week, Thursday night at 10 o'clock. I will be on Anonymous live stream weekly. But my point is, I have tried to be friendly to these guys. I will continue to try to be friendly to these guys. I don't see why the 4 of them have such a bone to pick. You guys can figure that out. But what I would ask you guys to do is to tell them that this kind of shit it's just got to stop. Seriously. If we have to debate it, I'll debate it. It's a shame that it would even come to that because I've actually called them on the phone and tried to just like hash this out privately. They don't want that. So here we are, people. Yeah. But be nice. Yeah, seriously. I don't want to see the difference between me, them, the four of them, and the five, well, 6, 7 gang stalkers I had to deal with back in my year and a half of gang stalking, is that I want you to be nice no matter what. I don't like violence, period. I'm going to tell you just like I tell my daughter. At first, you tell them to go away. If they don't go away, you run away. And if you can't run away, take their fucking head off. So, and that's how I've taught my daughter. I'm no different than everybody else. I don't like violence. It's the last resort in every single case. I suggest that you guys go to them and say, attack ideas, not people. If you disagree with Jim on jet fuel, say why, but say it to his face. Don't block him from your Chemtrail Global Skywatch group, your actual chemtrail activist group, your geoengineeringwatch.org, all of your fucking groups, and the four of you get together to talk about me behind my back. That's all I'm asking. A little bit of respect. And we could all, as a community, if you ever want to call it that, move the ball forward. Because at the end of the day, I believe that really all of you guys are the ones who are really just wanting to get to the truth. And so am I. Yeah. Ad hominem character assassination, bullshit. And you know what? You can debate me and you are completely free to call me a honky cracker faggot, whatever you want, because guess what? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I don't get triggered by that bullshit. It does not work on me any longer. I have been trolled unlike few people on the planet have. And it just doesn't work on me. So I will gladly debate these guys on the ideas because I believe that I'm right. And I wouldn't debate them to be right because I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I swear to God, this is the truth. If I get into a debate and I find out I'm wrong, I'm going to be the first to admit it because guess what? If I'm wrong, I don't want to be doing a disservice to you guys. I don't want to be 5 years from now finding out I've been saying something that wasn't true for 5 years because that would be like, I mean, honestly, like, how would you feel if you found out that you had 1 million people who you had affected with a lie when you're trying honestly to change the world? Seriously. Kim Curtin being dispersed during sunrise, sunset, binary exoplanets, nemesis is not going to be addressed. Anthony. Nibiru was my first fear porn, let's say, close encounter. And it happened around September. And I'm going to tell you short and skinny on this Nibiru shit, brother man. Every fucking year in September, a comet of doom, usually called Nibiru, comes around. And the reason it comes around every September, they've already predicted the one for this year for September. It gets earlier every fucking year that they say the thing in September is going to happen. And you know why we have a comet of doom every September of every year for the last 7 years? Because in September, all the kids go back to school. Boom. And that's when the AdSense dollars peak again. So the fear porn pushers go ahead and start preceding the Fuddiverse with their bullshit comet of doom scenario for the fall. Because when all the kids go back to school, the parents are online all night or, you know, they got more free time. And suddenly they're online and everybody's YouTube channel numbers, webpage numbers, they all go up. It's a statistical fact. Yeah, I mean, seriously, one day we might get hit by a comet. Are you really going to sit around and wait for that shit to happen? It's almost as bad as following earthquakes all fucking day long and watching it on YouTube. Like if you're watching YouTube and you're watching a live stream of earthquakes, does at some point you go, hey, wait a minute. If an earthquake were to happen where I am, I'm going to feel it. And then it's going to happen on the YouTube, but it's going to happen like with a 10-second delay because he's streaming it. And then I'm going to see the update. What the fuck are these people doing? I will never understand the internet. I never will. I try. But at the end of the day, I come on here, I get my rocks off, searching for stuff, and it's solving mysteries. I mean, come on, guys. Who didn't watch Unsolved Mysteries? Robert Stack. Everybody watched Unsolved Mysteries if you're an American. Shit. It's like required fucking TV where I was at. 3 channels. Unsolved Mysteries is on, baby. But that's what it's about for me, you know, mysteries, mayhem, and mapping. And I love a good mystery, and Chemtrails happens to be a great one because there's a lot of public confusion, a lot of public interest, and there is an actual conspiracy to bullshit people. And there is a lot of compartmentalization involved in it. And I happen to understand it better than anybody else. So you'll have to tune in next week. So, guys, I'm still going to do my shows on Sundays. I'm looking to start a new show sometime semi-midweek where me and Dominic Marama from Weather Modification History, we're going to do the Weather Modification History Hour, where we'll break down some of these historical documents and things from weather modification history. It's going to be really interesting. And I really appreciate you all coming out. Yellowstone, I heard there's a whole bunch of rocking and rolling on there. I could bring up the ClimateViewer 3D, but let's not do that today. You can go there yourself, climateviewer.org. Here, I dropped you link. You go check. You click alerts. You click the earthquakes. Yes? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. There you go. Okay. ClimateViewer.org. Click on alerts. It's got a big live, yellow live on it. And then click on earthquakes. And make sure you check the European feed because the EMSC feed, it actually shows all of the New Madrid and the Oklahoma fracking quakes, and it will probably show you the Yellowstone ones better than the USGS feed.
And your email
Heads up.
On your site.
My email is on my site, I believe, at the footer, and it's jim@climateviewer.com. Also, that is my PayPal. If you guys ever want to buy me a coffee, we works all night long. I'm a nocturnal programmer, as many of you know. And like I said, you know, over here, just constantly kicking it with the ClimateViewer 3D thing. I did upload a new version of this. What the hell? Now you done made me do it. Might as well just click it since we're here. Earthquakes 2.5 or higher. And what we got? Oh, there's a semi-big one. That's a 4.3. That's not bad. So let's go look at the Yellowstone earthquake or the volcano. So then I'm going to click on volcanoes, and I'm going to click on global volcanoes. And let's see how close we are. You can do it. This is what happens when you're streaming live video. I might have to cut this damn thing off just to get it to pop up. Oh, what a fail. See? There it goes. No. Nowhere near. Volcanoes over here, guys. See? There you go. Where's the chat at? Let me dig you assholes out. Come here. There you go. Dabu is good fear porn. I like Dabu. I mean, Dabu's one of the guys, I think he's kept it pretty real. I mean, honestly, like, I like Dabu. He's good people. Seriously. So there's your Yellowstone volcanoes over Chur. Here's the earthquake swarm. It's not exactly far away. I mean, well, it's there on that scale, so that's actually pretty darn far away. I think that might make you feel a little better. Yeah, I mean, I could come on here and scare the shit out of you. Wait a minute. Yellowstone is about to blow up. and everybody needs to run for the hills because, damn it, it's going to be hellfire destruction. Have you seen what happened the last time? I could do the Alex Jones shit all night long. What would be the point? The point of ClimateViewer 3D, the point of all this, get rid of fear, to dispel fear, to end fear. And how do you do that? By being well informed. And if you're well informed, you know what you need to act on, you know what to do about it. Pretty freaking good. I have never been told that I have a good voice. Like that's the last thing I never like. I've been really practicing on not getting really high pitched while I talk. On my microphone and stuff. And it's just I guess that's really the only secret to it. Like don't get real excited and start talking like this. I don't know. What's up, Akira? Black goo and aliens, man. That's seriously black goo and aliens. Oh my god. Or my gersh, black goo aliens. Oh, Harold, yeah. I mean, no comment. I don't know. I tend to stay away from if somebody says that all the planes are shooting out fucking Morgellons and the plane itself is a hologram and it's flown by lizard people. I mean, come on, man.
Everybody's had Morgellons already and ingested it.
Yeah, everybody. Did you know that everybody on the planet has Morgellons already? Yeah, and also that the Morgellons is even in the organic food. And that CERN is behind all of this. Of course, smashing particles in a tube underneath a mountain affects the weather. I mean, I can totally see it. Now, don't get me wrong. Magnetics is a very important thing. And then electromagnetism has immense, effects on how our ionosphere affects our wind patterns, affects all the weather underneath. But I have not been able to find a way where, CERN, the tube underground, is affecting the weather. So I'm not out here writing articles about it. Just saying, maybe you guys, Jim@ClimateViewer.com, show me the link because I have not researched it. It's just the honest God truth. I found it a little hokey, so I didn't look into it. But send me the links, Jim@ClimateViewer.com. Send me the links and I will look at it. I look at all this shit. And the beauty is I remember every damn thing I read. So if you can send it to me and it's a real thing, I will read it. And I think that, really the idea for Dave, leave easy, was Saeed nailing it. Some folks are straight addicted to fear porn. So the word for today is contrail crack. You got that? Some people are straight addicted to chemtrails. And you have to understand that what I want you guys to do over the next week is go up to every person that you've seen posting hundreds of fucking photos about chemtrails. And I want you to say to them, do you want to stop these clouds? And when they say yes, if they say yes, because some of them really enjoy taking pictures of them. When they say yes, I want you to say to them, how do you plan on doing that? I want you to go to Patrick Roddie. I want you to go to Matt Landman. I want you to go to Russ Tanner. And I want you to go to Dane Wigington. I want you to send them my website links. You may get banned. I suggest you send them my website links after you do what I'm about to say. But I want you to basically look them in, in their little digital, avatar and say, what is your plan? How do you intend on making the chemtrails go away? Because I can bet you this, guys, this ain't the fucking way to do it. And bitchy little people crying, bitching, and moaning with fake news on the internet. This stuff, it has no merit It has no place. It definitely ain't activism. And it's just like high school all over again. It's just a bigger high school. You know, we're all on the internet. Hey, it's all 12th grade right now, and we're all just sitting here watching people talking shit about people. Again, I'm going to summarize and I'm going to get the hell off this thing. I'm a mapper. I do a whole lot of things. Go watch my video on Stone Ghost if you think if you're anything. Watch my map. Watch my video on my map with the NSA, and I dare you to call me a shill after that, because you just really have to have your head screwed on weird to think that I'm a shill, but I mapped out every NSA facility on the planet. So it's a little weird, but hey, you could do that, I guess. Don't attack people, attack ideas. Tell these guys, what's your plan? I have a plan. It's on ClimateViewer.com. You guys can see it. It's called the Clarity Clause. I mentioned it. It's on the sidebar of every page on ClimateViewer.com. And it looks like this. Please go watch it. It is right here. Geoengineering presentation. Geoengineering, weather modification, and weaponizing nature. I talk about a solution. In this article, FAA, we want clouds by day, none by night. I got the doctor admitting all this stuff, and I even do a little bit of, here's the facts on both sides. This is what chemtrail people believe. And I do say the word fear porn, making up their own terminology. Go shopping, stay scared. And then I show what the debunkers say, and I say the same thing. Contrails are just condensation, just harmless water vapor. Response, condensating on what? Answer, cloud seeds or aerosols like soot and metal nanoparticles, a lot. So these are the semantic games that have been played on everybody. And you have to ask yourself this. When you have this left-right paradigm set up where you've got chemtards and debunkers, and neither one wants to really talk about the facts, you have to ask yourself why. And I think that the answer should be pretty freaking obvious, because the airline industry is the main propagator and mover of the New World Order. You cannot have globalization without flight, which means all those Republicans and Democrats, they fly. The NBA teams, they fly. They're going to fly. So what are they going to do? They're going to lie about their climate impacts. They're going to lie about their health impacts. They will do anything short of murdering people like me to keep flying and shitting on the sky. So that's why there's a conspiracy. That's why there's a semantic game online. It is all a perception info war. It is to keep people arguing about the word chemtrail versus contrail and never dealing with the fact that they are neither. They're fucking contrail cirrus clouds. Because whenever they do this, they use their contrail cirrus prediction tool to show where the clouds, when, why, how they affect the climate. Can they make some money? Prediction, climate impact. You've been had, guys. I've been telling this to everybody for 3 years. And guess what? The 4 top dogs of the chemtrail community have lined up together tonight to fake news your ass out with a photo made by my gang stalker from 2012. Anything short of anything that I can say beyond this point will probably be redundant. I don't like wasting your time, guys. I will get back to doing more productive videos in the future. I do have one extra special video coming for Dane Wigington in the near future, and then that's going to be the last thing I say about these individuals in any kind of negative light whatsoever, because I am very much ready to move on with the activism side of this and coming up with solutions. So if we can't focus on solutions and we can't have a debate about the ideas, and fuck it, we're going to do it ourselves, right? So that's the plan. I want everybody to stay pragmatic, ask for solutions, demand them. You know what I mean? If somebody is going to scare the hell out of you, tell me what to do about it. And if they don't have a good solution, you figure it out and let me know, and we will do it. So, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. And that's a saying from Dr. Seuss. I love it. I mean it because it's the truth. It takes people like you seeing through all these fake accounts, through all this fake news, finding the truth, being a critical thinker, and being pragmatic about it. And I believe that together we are going to change the world because we already have. And we will continue to do that. Stay positive, stay informed, and keep your head up high. We are winning, people. Good night.